Hey fam, remember to check the description for updates on Instagram. Check the eBay link for the Medipack, and you can also hit me up by email purplegarlic@protonmail.com and make sure you're subscribed.
Yo, guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Old School Cannabis Project. Today's slightly different. Blue's feeling a little sick, but we're still going to produce a banger episode. I'm here with Fourth House Genetics.
What's up,
Pretty,
guys?
yeah, this guy's been following us. He's on the same wavelength as us, and I think he'd be a great guest. So, how'd you hear about us, Fourth House? Or like, what got you into, yeah, let's start with this. What got you into breeding in general and
Oh
stuff
shit,
like
man.
that?
Thank you first off for having me, man. Thank you for the introduction. That was very nice.
Oh no, anytime,
Fucking
man.
I love being here. What got me into breeding? Let's go right to that. I grew up in Georgia, around a lot of the Allman Brothers family, uh a lot of the musicians, a lot of weed smoking people, out in the country. Like people don't realize think of like they don't think of like Georgia and the country as like fucking like hippie area, but where I grew up, it was a big fucking subculture, like it just fucking was. And like a lot of old school cats, just growing down by the riverbanks and like in creeks and all that shit out in the woods, just getting what they could and shit. And then there was this old guy named Jamie, man. He was missing like four fingers from his
Yeah.
fucking right hand. But he was a bass player, so this motherfucker's plucking it with like one finger. You know what I'm saying? Like on
Sheesh.
his but dude, this fucker's awesome. Like old school diabetes and shit. It was just he was just slowly being like chopped up, and it was awful to see. But he was a huge smoker, for his pain and everything. But he had been growing out there by the creek, and he took me down there one day. He's like, "Well, I planted this thing. It has some tiger stripes on it, and this thing is like turning purple." And he's like, "Come here, let me show you." And it was beautiful, this purple ass fucking plant down by the. I had never seen no purple shit in my life, and I was like, "Man, what the fuck?" And I was like, "You got any more of those seeds, man?" He's like, "I got a couple or so." And I was like, "Fuck, can I get them?" So I took them home and shit to my mom's and put them like I was like fucking what 16, 15. And I fucking took and put them up in the attic thinking, like no big deal, you know what I mean? And then sure as shit, she had to go up there to get something and found them. And fucking, I took them, put them over to my friend's house because she didn't throw them away. She was cool about the shit. Actually, she was like, "Don't let your dad see the shit. He'll kick your ass." So I was like, fair enough. And I took those motherfuckers over to my friend's house and his mom found them and she killed them. So I was like, fuck. Um, but yeah, I was trying to make more seeds out of those, like, because he told me how to
Hmm.
do it. Jamie, the guy, old guy, he was like, that's what I had two of them, I had a male and a female, and I was trying to fucking, that's what I was trying to do, and get to that point. But I couldn't get to that point. But I guess that's how I started, was like at 15
Yeah.
or 16, like, I don't know anybody. Like, it's hard to get weed, like, as far as like, without having to, like, spend a lot of money and shit, because it was expensive then, you know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
400, 450 an ounce, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then
No,
and
I've
shit.
heard. Yeah, like $4,000 pounds.
Fuck yeah, dude. Crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm gonna grow my own, man. Fuck this, and I'll just make my own, like, so that's how I started. It was kind of like a necessity type, like, I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing, and I don't want to have to like ask anybody. So I'll just figure it out. And from there it was like pretty much a life-changing, I don't want to say obsession, you know what I'm saying? But kind of an obsession, like it's a passion borderline obsession, because even if like I have no like stable place to live or had no place, I was always trying to grow and breed, you know what I'm saying? I was always trying to do that. You know what I mean? I was always trying to make my own seeds at first, and then from there I started reading some shit. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I know a lot of people hate on him and all that shit now, but DJ Shorts back in the day, like I learned a lot of crazy shit from him, reading his articles and his essays and shit, and like about psychedelics taking roles and all that. And I was doing psychedelics and mushrooms growing up in Georgia. In Florida, they just grow, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can go to the
Everywhere,
field.
man.
You know what I'm saying? You fucking everywhere. It's like it's a shame they're illegal, because they could fucking be having a fucking epic thing down there. They could have tourism like you wouldn't fucking believe for that. You know what I mean? But they
Yeah,
don't want
man.
to do that anyway. But yeah, so we would just go to cow fields and collect mushrooms. So I'm sitting there reading all this shit as I'm tripping, like thinking about it, and I was like, man, I'm feeling like I want to get more in charge of what I'm doing. I just don't want to just try to put stuff together, and I want to, like, I had a direction. I'm saying, for the first time, I was like, I want like I want something that's going to keep me awake because I like to work all day, like hard, but I need some weed, you know what I'm saying? So I started breeding, I tried to breed a blueberry sativa, you know, starting with DJ
Yeah.
Short's work and Kingdom Organic Seeds, uh, the fucking Darkling Sativa. And I put those two together and I created my Blue Ridge Berry. And that was my
Yeah.
first real strain. Like I really had, like I went through a selection of like over 100 different phenos for each, you know, mom and dad, you know, out in the woods and fucking picked the ones that were strong enough and fucking that's what I got was Blue Ridge Berry. And that was created down in Georgia in Prohibition land, fucking almost wrecked my marriage, you know, because it was so
Jeez.
fucking unnerving. It was such a project, you know, because it was, but as we're moving, the guy that was taking pictures of our house, he had a place up here in Michigan, and we're selling our house and moving up to Michigan. And I gave him some seeds from the project as we're leaving, bro. I'm like, here you go, man. Like, you know, enjoy that, you know. So that was my first. That's really how I got into breeding. Sorry, I was like really long winded, bro.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's fire, man. That's pretty cool. And did that cross end up working, like serving its purpose? Did you get a sativa
Absolutely, dude.
blueberry? Okay. And
Yeah, a faster finishing sativa too, because of the indica side of the that blueberry really shortened it on the because it's a Vietnamese uh sativa from Kingdom Organics, that darkling sativa. It's like
yeah,
Vietnamese in it. So it really opened up the blueberry too, as far as like opening everything just kind of opened each other up. So it created some new shit. And I just kept the males from that. Like as far as using that, like I mean, I've smoked, you know, some of the progeny of the females or whatever, but I was like, I like the way the males breed.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I like the way
yeah,
they
yeah.
like I know what I'm looking for, you know what I mean, whenever I use them. And yeah, it turned out to be a better like breeding plant than smoking plant, which was cool, which was, you know, serendipitous. It was like, well, damn. So that ended up being like the basis for my first three outcrosses from there to like start projects. But yeah, I took that mail with me from Georgia. I took those packs. I took 10 packs of seeds from Georgia up to Michigan, and from Michigan, I've been working everything I can for the last few
Okay.
years.
No, yeah, it's pretty fire, man. It's similar to my first Turptown cross that I did out of the similar but different out of the Terp towns. So here this in literally a 2x2 plant. I plant two seeds in two pots, and I get a female cherry cola and a male blueberry,
Oh,
which was in my opinion pretty wild because they complemented each other perfectly in terms of they were opposites in terms of structure, but in terms of
right.
terps, they were they were in the same neighborhood. You know, they were still both that fruity. So it just goes to show you how like this stuff works, you know, and like how breeding luck works. That
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
you plant fucking two seeds and you get two a male and female that perfectly complement each other. So like that was one of my first crosses ever. And
When did you end up calling it? Did you have a
nah,
name
nothing.
for it?
It's just nah, I'm not too big of a fan in naming stuff. If I planted it more and I found something that was like totally unique, then yeah, I name it. But nah, I just call it cherry cola and a blueberry. But
Oh, fair enough.
yeah, if I found something extremely unique, then yeah, I'd rename it. But um yeah, for now I just kept that because I haven't been able to like I planted some of the progeny, but I haven't been able to find something that's like totally different. So,
Right, right.
but
That's
not
fair. I
yeah.
don't name anything until I've worked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't really
yeah.
name any of my crosses until I've actually put in some work to it. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are quick to just like cross it and then like, oh, this is so and so, and it's like, well, is it? I mean,
Yeah.
like if you pop it, is it going to be that every time for the most part? Is it going to look like a monocrop? Is it going to look like a field of clones right here? Is it going to be like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really like until I get to like F3. probably I would say F3, and then I'm like, yep, this. I mean, F2 you could kind of consider it your own, but like I like to get to like F3, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is like pretty much this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
like every time, you know.
Or
So
if you
that's
just find the
fair.
wild clone only, you know.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, dude,
that's
fucking great shit.
yeah,
I love that shit, dude. That's the oh my god, the wonderful shit that just pops out of nowhere. Like
yeah,
God sent it to you himself. You know, like
straight
hey,
up, yeah,
yeah, man, for real. I've had a couple calls. Actually, um, I had a I had a buddy out here I met when I moved out here. He runs a greenhouse and shit, but he gave me a PKB, you know, Platinum Kush Breath or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Called
Platinum
that
Kush is
he had
crazy.
dude. Holy shit! It tasted like like remember that like basement dank like earthy like fucking OG taste and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying? Just
yeah.
like, yeah, dude, totally. I was like, that's it. Holy shit. My wife had never had it. I was like, check this out. But yeah, I've got a couple of them going right now that I'm gonna try to work into like into the some Turp Town stuff and just fuck around with it, see what I'm gonna do with that or whatever. Just fucking open it up, you know, with some old shit
Yeah.
and see what I can find. But yeah, man, those Turp Towns I got out there, dude, I got a wide range of shit. I started with 100. Like I always start with my phenos are at least a minimum of 100. If I can make the room, that's what I try to go for is 100. You know what I mean? At a time, just to look. And I bought 2 packs at 50, and I ran all 100 to get to select. Out of those, um, let's see, I put them outside at like 6 inches tall, and I just let nature kind of like I just survival of the fittest, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see what was the toughest, most resistant, because that's what I want to breed with, and the smells coming through and everything, just observing. Out of those, I got 30 that I like really fell in love with, and I don't even. And right now they're just starting to like sex outside, but it's a majority female, which is pretty cool. It looks like, and so I think I culled 2 the other day, so I'm down to like 28 plants that are like that are gonna be perfect. I had some ants trying to bring some aphids onto them, so I went out there and sprayed them off and everything. So it's all good. It's just new property, getting used to everything, and working with the pests and trying to build an ecosystem, everything working together. But yeah, it's those things are fucking fantastic. I've got some smells, bro. Like let's see, I mean, obviously the skunk. I mean, but it's like fucking real skunk. It's like the dead motherfucker on the side of the road. It really is. It's just like that. And then you got some uh like yeah, that rotten berry shits in there. And uh yeah, man, some other shit. I can't even really think about them all right now, but it's really nasty.
Nah, yeah, it's fire, bro. Um, and okay, so you haven't you've only popped Turp Towns?
Church hounds, man. That's all I did was like just he gave me the he sent me those packs, and I haven't really uh yeah, I haven't really gotten to anything else yet. I've just I've had so much projects going on that I just wanted to fit those in because I'm breeding for in memory. Like I found skunk serendipitously to find you guys. Like I was looking for skunk, the real deal. So I'm doing a project for my friend's memory. My friend's mom, and she was my friend as well. She passed, and her name was Marilee. Her favorite shit was skunk. She talked about it old school. She's like 80s skunk, man, 80s skunk. That was it. The skunk, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
missed the
yeah.
skunk, and I could never find it. I tried it, and I can never. And then like everybody else is bullshitting. Everything else I tried was bullshitting. Like I'd pop it out, and that shit would be sweet as fuck, or like nothing. Like it smelled like it, wouldn't taste like it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? So I almost gave up, and I was gonna like start like back with like some land race shit, and try to like work, that way if I can recreate. But then like I found that, and I was like, well, that's a good start. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking if this is what and so I tried them out, man. I'm fucking glad because I know for a fact this is gonna like the stem rub, everything, man. It's there. You know what I mean? Like that's the smell. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna F3 them to start with, um, and then like out of that selection, and then work from there out of the increase slash F3. So
No, yeah, that's fire, bro. That's fire. So uh what are what are your thoughts on like the whole community since downloading Instagram?
It's been eye opening in both good and bad, because it's like, to me it made me realize like how I hadn't been on, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just doing my own thing without even realizing it. And I got like, when somebody told me about it, I was like, hey, well, let me try it out, you know, and start posting and shit. I was like, oh my God, like this is a nightmare, dude. I didn't realize that like fucking like brands, like, you know what I mean, like cookies and shit like that and all them fuckers. I didn't know about them fuckers like that. Like I
Yeah,
didn't. Like I was like, this is crazy. Are you shitting me? Because when I had lived out in Colorado and other places, when like back in the day and shit, there wasn't brands. You know what I'm saying? It was just like what the dispensary had, or like whatever people were. You know, there weren't any Mylars. It was still the like deli style jars and shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man.
Like, so you could see everything, and it was actually a higher quality then. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Now,
100%.
bro, now it's fucked, and it really upset me, the state, when I downloaded it. I was like, community. Y'all mean fucking corporations. You know what I'm saying? Like a conglomerate. That's what y'all mean, conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that shit was awful, bro. That's what I thought. But then on the bright side of shit, it opened my eyes up to that there were people that were still out there trying to educate and still trying to inform and make people aware of the bullshit going on. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay, well, it's a platform for that as well. So I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be all doom and gloom and doom and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to like fucking, we're going to be on the side of the light here and try to fucking push, you know, because I feel like that's the key is education for like people not doing, you know, stupid shit. You know what I mean? It's like, really, I mean, it's that simple. It's like, you know, education. It's like, hey, guys, you know, these guys are lying to you about this high THC number shit. This shit ain't doing shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Here's a full spectrum of terpenes, this whole fucking profile that'll help you feel like great, you know, like, you know, heal you, you know, and so it's a whole thing. These numbers games, these like people who like to see charts and numbers and graphs and shit, like, you know, as the result, instead of like the human healing, you know, as the result. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, nah, yeah,
that's
that's really what it's become. People just they find the factor that they can use for marketing, whether it heals or hurts people, doesn't matter. And um they like it just it's just designed for it's not designed to give someone a stronger eye. It's designed to give more money into these people's pockets. And
yeah,
it's
whole system, you know.
yeah, it just makes no sense like how people even fall for it. I guess like they really have not smoked good weed
No, and
because
that's the
it
thing, man. They've been
yeah.
pushing it since like what, 2010, 2011 and shit. People have been like, they didn't grow up like, you know, smoking. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some brick weed from back in the day that hits harder, like in a better, more natural way than the fucking bullshit like from you pay money for like now. Like, you know, like for real, like some of the old seeded shit from like Mexico and shit we used to get, man, pressed and all that shit, fucking hitting way harder. And then we had some mids and shit. I don't know if y'all had this, but like back in the day, like these like frosty ass mids that would come through. You know what I mean? They call them. They would still be compressed, but they would still be like, you know, pretty damn frosty. We call it the blizz. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
like a blizzard, the blizz and shit. And like that was like hitting way better. You know. And I think that's what's missing, man. Is like the chase for numbers to create a system that is all about numbers, you know, in a world of numbers. Like, you know, so it's like you got these people like running lab tests and shit, getting paid higher prices for like their numbers. So they're like, of course we're gonna register your shit higher, so you'll come back to us to like give you better numbers, so people will spend more money with. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking loop, and it's. I mean, I understand business. Like we were talking about earlier before we started business, I get, you know what I'm saying, but greed, I just don't understand, bro. Um, I mean, I don't. I get wanting to take care of your own and having enough, but it's that lack consciousness shit. You know what I'm saying? That I don't have enough. I'm gonna grab all the toilet paper off the fucking shelves, you know. And like if I have any, I'll sell some to the other people and shit too, you know, and make some money. It's like, man,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
fucked. you know. So I don't know, man. It's like people out here just trying to wipe their ass, if you know what I'm saying. When he try, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
bro. Yeah,
you
like
know, it's
yeah, people get way too opportunistic, you know.
yes. And I heard fucking not to call you. I'm not gonna call anybody out right now, man. I'm not about that shit. But I no, if unless y'all want me to, man, fucking, you know
It's
what?
on
Fuck
you.
it. I heard James Loud fucking say it that shit, man. I heard him fucking say that like the industry was fucking booming during COVID and shit. You know, like the weed industry and shit. You know, like they like the industry they people were going to like this. Hold on one second. Let me switch off from my headphones, man, because they're gonna fucking die on me real quick.
Yeah, you're
Hold
good.
on
You're
one
good.
second. Hold on a second. Let me take these motherfuckers off. Hold on a second. I'm not very technologically advanced here, bro. All right.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can put you on speaker, bro, so I can really hear you. Cause
Yep.
all right, you there?
Yeah, yeah. You hear me?
Hold on one second, bro. I'm sorry about this during the middle. My headphones died on me, bro. I'm out here in the
No,
middle
you're
of
good.
nowhere. You think you can edit this shit out later or something? All
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
right, hold on a sec. All right, bro. I'm here.
Yeah, you were talking about the James Loud and COVID.
Oh yeah, man. James Loud and COVID and shit, man. Said the business was booming and everything during COVID. Like people were actually running to the dispensaries, you know, and spending a lot more than they ever have during COVID and shit. You know, getting high and everything. And it's like I'm not saying that's like an insidious remark, but it's kind of like I feel like it was like, you know, like not, I don't care about being sensitive, but that's insensitive, bro. To like point out like how much like, you know, money you made and shit during, you know, fucking the time when everybody was like just trying to get by, you know,
Yeah,
and fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's a little like, I mean, I get it, like it's truthful, and there's nothing wrong with being truthful. Like, let's be like a little bit like, you know, fucking more you know, aware that, you know, you got people listening to you that were struggling, bro. You know what I mean? That were just trying to make it by, you know, like they're spending doing anything they can, you know. So I don't know. It's like it's like that. It's that concept of like, yeah, well, I did really well during, you know, that shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, this separation, you know, of anyway, I don't mean to go into all that shit, dude. I'm sorry about
no, you're good. You're good. It's yeah, no, I agree with you. That's a little weird of a comment, but um, it's and especially saying like dispensaries and stuff like that. Like if there was like a rise of people home growing and people, you know, like figuring out their vegetables and all that stuff during COVID, so they don't have to source it from anyone else, then like that's, in my opinion, that's positive. But just to talk about dispensaries and stuff like that, yeah, it's a
yeah,
little
like
cringe.
how the industry benefited, not how like, you know, the
Yeah,
individual benefited in any kind of way, you know. Like, no, of course they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They spent all the little money they had getting from like the subsidies from the government and shit, right? Like that was terrible. Like
yeah, man.
fucking anyway, but yeah, not to be like that, man. Let's talk fucking some weed shit, some like real weed shit, man. Like what is it you want to know, man? Like about me and shit, like and like about
So
my feelings on this shit.
yeah, bro. So sadly we only have about 2 minutes left, but we could reboot another Zoom meeting after. Um, uh, for these to wrap it up a little bit, why don't you tell me the the most narcotic cannabis you've smoked and the most psychedelic cannabis you've smoked, and those experiences, if you have any
Absolutely.
that stand out.
I have two that stand out right the fuck away, dude. There was this old school shit called the Black. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Huh.
uh it's just an indica brand. It's like a straight 100%, like I mean I don't like the sativa indica, but you know what I'm saying, just for reference, you know, like it's like 100% like fucking like something Afghani or something. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
dude, it was awesome. Like me and my friend, we were on the couch for like 3 days smoking that shit. You'd wake up, eat some breakfast, like feel great, smoke a bowl or a joint of that shit, and fucking be like taking a nap, dude. Like I'm not even bullshitting. It wasn't even fun. I rode my bicycle like about 3 miles or whatever in Colorado after I smoked a bowl of it, trying to like break the stone and shit. I get there to the doctor and shit, and they said my fucking blood pressure was still too low and shit to even like do the blood draw and shit. So it was like that's how strong that was. It was, you know what I mean, at the not the doctor, the fucking plasma center or whatever. You know what I mean? That was like I was homeless at the time, you know.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
went up there, man, and like, man, anyway, that shit was fucking crazy, dude. It was like it made me like fucking lethargic, you know. So let's
yeah.
see
So that was like almost like
that, and
opiates,
then
and that was coming off you think probably like an Afghani or Middle Eastern, maybe like a Hindu Kush.
something, bro, something short and like
Yeah.
just fucking like, dude, heavy, you know, like just real heavy, just like not even fun. Like, and then the most fucking uh like mind melting shit I ever smoked, like I guess you call it like the most psychedelic shit, would have to be, let me think. I if I had to, it comes down to two of those, so I'm gonna have to say like probably the old Durban poison. Like this, like there was this old Durban poison and shit that I had that was like, yeah, it was, I traded the clone for some shit that I never got in return. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, we were talking about that Durban, bro. You were saying it was the most psychedelic strain you've tried?
Yeah, as far as like it, like most sativas and shit will make me want to be active, you know, like get up and like do some shit, build some shit, whatever. Uh, this shit would just make me like sit inside my head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
really, yeah, bro. I'd sit on the porch and just like really contemplate, like not even like having to move, man. Just like my heart, it's like it was hard to move because I was so deep in my head. You know, I liked
Yeah.
that shit. That was pretty cool. You know, no body. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt light as a feather. You know what I mean? I thought my fucking head was gonna float off, but it was like just like in it. You know, like that was cool. That was really a neat one. That was like the old Durban. I don't know like what the new shit is. Like uh it's not the same cutting though. When I tried it, I was like, that's not it. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, man. A lot of those strains are gone, like the original cherry pie and all that. But um yeah, let's focus up more on the Turk towns for a bit. So you said you found a skunk in there. How much tries did it take you to find it? And what are the yeah, let's start with that. Well, how much seeds did you need to pop before you found this skunk in our packs?
I pop, well, like I said, I always do 100 at a time when I pop, when I go for phenos, when I'm looking for
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And so I found out of 100, I went through 100 of them, and out of those, like all of them were like they all were like good plants. You know what I'm saying? But like where I live, I'm just testing against like the pest and the natural, mold resist, all the pathogen resistance. I'm trying to like, so survival of the fittest. Most of them got eaten up. You know what I mean? A lot of them, like, well, not
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of them. 15, 20 of them got eaten up, and then the rest, I was like going for like stem rub, and that kind of detect, just seeing and like structure and seeing how they're doing, like with like the watering, like if they can handle, too much rain and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, seeing all this, and out of those, um, out of these that are left, like I said, I think I got 28 plants left out of them that are like, I'm really stringent on my selection. They're all great plants. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But there's some that are way better than others if you've been know what you're looking for and shit. And
Yeah.
that's what these motherfuckers are. These are like the cream of the crop out of them. These are 28, which I say is a fucking great number. Out of 100, I have like more than a quarter, like more than 25% that are fucking keepers that I can't have a hard time deciphering between. That's fucking epic. You know what I'm saying? You like in
Yeah, in
like,
modern genetics, I bet everything's the same shit, huh? When you plant
yeah,
100
bro.
seeds. Yeah.
It's like fucking like, dude, the range that I have within these fucking plants is just like I can't describe. I can't. There's some. This is kind of frustrating. There's some that I don't have the words for. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I
Oh
can't. I don't.
yeah, man. I wish Blue was here. Yeah, Blue would tell you that right now. Blue claims to have found plants, and I kind of believe him on this. He has no reason to be lying about this, but he says that he has plants where he smells them, and he says the best way to describe them is like cold. It smells cold. He had some that he smelled them, and the only way that he could describe them was that it felt like joy, almost like it almost trigger an emotion,
Huh?
you
You know,
know.
see, but that right
So
there, I can believe honestly, like an aromatherapy like release of some shit that
yeah,
like hits like chemical release whenever you inhale those terpenes. I believe that, dude. I honestly, yeah, see that shit, but that cold shit, that fucking throws me for a loop because that's exactly where I'm at right now. It's like trying to like describe blue to a blind man type situation. It's like, how do I put that shit into words as far as the description of it? Because it's like, yeah, it's a lot of shit in ones, man. It's like you can't nail it down, and it's pretty fucking cool. I mean, I know it stinks, but in like a really fucking good way because that's what I'm going for. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
man.
that's what I'm looking for. But it like what? How does it stink? Now that's that's like there's like
Yeah,
three of them in there that I'm like I don't fucking know, man. I don't. But that's interesting, so I'm gonna keep it and like figure out what the fuck it is, and like um. I got a buddy up here that lives like right up the road from me. He works at he's the general assistant manager at the dispensary and shit up there. He's a good guy, young kid, but man,
yeah, yeah,
he fucking man, he has pretty damn epic little garden out there. And whenever I get that shit going, I'm gonna hook him up some with some cuts and shit and see what we can get going out there on his property because he lives on like the same man where we live is like we live up in northern Michigan. Most of it's fucking Kalkaska sand, which is the
yeah,
state soil. It's fucking nothing, dude. It's like you can't. It's hard to farm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just such sand. It collapses in. So like, but where we live is glacial shit, bro. It's like like it's a glacial lake in the town. So it's like all the like the sediment from like the hardwood trees and all that shit. So we've got a lot of
yeah,
alpha sol type soil. Really fertile. Like just in this little tiny dude. You can look at the soil map. It's so tiny. So like we got a really beautiful fertile piece right there with like a beautiful little microclimate. And so like I'm trying to see what he can do on his property right up the street too, and try to see what we can get going between us so we can expand our space on the fucking on these turf towns and really and see and branch out on them and see what we can find in them. That's
yeah,
what we're.
man. Nah, that sounds sick. I didn't know that you had planted so much, bro. A lot of people don't actually do big selections like that, bro. That's interesting.
I
So
only Yeah, well I have 20 acres in the middle of fucking nowhere.
exactly, yeah.
And and even like when I had that third of an acre, I was doing the same, but like I lived on a mountaintop. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, I try to get away from people to do that. I wouldn't suggest doing those numbers within, within city limits and shit.
Oh hell no, yeah, obviously, yeah.
I wouldn't suggest doing those numbers, period. I don't suggest anybody run those numbers. You know what I'm saying? But like I do that because I know I'm not going to keep, like near, like I'm gonna be
Yeah, you're gonna
so
cull a lot
fine.
of it, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm so fine. Like I'm such a picky bastard. You know what I mean? Like I really am. So like I know I'm gonna pick out the best of the best of the best, and it's gonna and it may not be that to others. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, but like to me, it is what I find to be fucking good. And so that's what I go with. And then also my wife. My wife is like a very big. She is a huge help in all of this shit. Like she really is my best critic. Because she can be pretty damn harsh. Which I can appreciate. She'll tell me, she's like, dude, that tastes like fucking a cigarette, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She'll let me know, like if it's not the best or whatever. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate her for that. She's my roughest critic, but she, at the end of the day, she'll tell me, but I still love you.
Yeah, man. So what are what are some of your have you been able to smoke those? Did you smoke most of your terp towns already? Or
I haven't yet, man. I haven't gotten them into to where I want them to get yet, man. I'm gonna,
okay.
yeah, because I'm like I said, I'm running them outdoors, but like I'm fixing to dep them here before it gets too like wet outside, so they'll finish. Because like we're gonna lose heat like right quick in Michigan. You got September and then it's done, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I?
yeah.
So we gotta. I'm gonna go ahead and well, at least in northern Michigan, downstate they're a little longer. but we're gonna go ahead and start depping it. I got a little frame that I built. I'm just gonna tarp it and shit. 5 p.m. every day. And I'm up at 2:30 every fucking morning for work. So like I'll just like, undo it when I leave for work every day. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna
No, it
let y'all
makes
know though.
sense.
I'm gonna keep y'all updated on this shit.
No, yeah, we'll
And
definitely have you on again when you harvest to see the smoke
yeah,
report on some of the good ones. Yeah, it's nice to have that type of information. Not a lot of people have the space to do what you're doing, so
I'm keeping a
that's
journal. I'm keeping a journal as well. And if y'all want notes and shit, man, just hit me up. Cause like I'll fucking like I'm gonna be I try to keep as organized as I can. My wife's my official scribe. She's the one that like writes it down as I dictate because I can't read my shit because I'm left-handed as fuck. I just can't I gotta go try to read it again. I'm like, I don't know what I was fucking trying to say. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like
Nah, yeah, I have the same issue. That's why I usually just type. I just use my phone for everything.
fuck yeah.
But
That's what's
nah,
up.
yeah, it's that's really good to hear though, man.
Yeah, so I'll be keeping y'all updated and shit for real. And I'm thanking you for like everything, but like hey man, like I appreciate this interview and like I really don't want to be the one to cut it off, but like I'm up here on my wife and everything and she's freaking out with her mother and everything. So but I would love to come back again whenever I do get it flowered out and shit. And like also I'm working on that good ass skunk, which is gonna be, my incorporation of the terp towns into to my projects.
Yeah,
Which is
man.
also a play off the RKS, I'm saying everybody looking for the RKS. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the GAS.
Yeah, nah, that's pretty smart, bro. Yeah, it's pretty smart. You gotta continue to work up on that, bro.
I will indeed, man. And I really appreciate you guys having me on, dude. Like, this has been fucking epic. I haven't been able to talk to anybody, and I've been wanting to, man. I'm just been trying to get my name out here and fucking in a good way. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, man.
Right to the
Anytime,
right
bro.
people, to the right people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad y'all paid attention to me, and and I'm gonna do my best and not let y'all down, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. No, we definitely got to stay connected.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, can I just give a couple of shout outs before I go though, real quick?
Yeah, 100%, man.
I want to shout out, of course, the Family Tree Medicine Co. Like, dude, thank you. Fucking, I want to shout out to Deadly Roots, man. My
Yeah,
dude,
shout out him.
fellow Michigan boy, man. I love the dude. Fucking, also Skeletons 420, man.
Yeah,
Just want to shout out to all those guys, man. They're putting in the work, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I really do. And
yeah, great guys out there.
of course, you guys, man, and Blue,
Thank
man.
you, bro.
Blue, thank you so much, dog, for doing the Lord's work, bro. Like I really appreciate that shit because everybody else is out here trying to do that reverse shit, the reversal law, reversal with like that Satan shit, man. Y'all doing
Yeah,
the
man.
Lord's work, man.
Thank you, bro. You want to shout out your own Instagram handle as well?
Fuck yeah, dude. Sorry
Go
about
right
that.
ahead.
Forgot about that. Hey, yeah, Fourth House Genetics at Instagram, man. Like, also if y'all tune into this shit, like right now, man, if y'all tune into this shit right now and subscribe and like this, this channel and everything, I will give you the buy one, get one on my packs. Just hit me up for the DM and on the DM and I'll hook you up. So thank you for tuning
Damn,
in.
thank you, bro.
Like, yeah, man. And thank you for
Yeah, yeah.
having me.
Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, that's a great episode.
Cool.
Definitely need to have you on again, bro. But yeah, we're definitely gonna wrap it up, guys. This was the Old School Cannabis Project, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, bro. Thank you.